What's up, interweb? Today we're going to do, first of all, let's talk about conjugates. We talked about this earlier in the year, but I don't know about you, but I forget stuff overnight, much less a couple of months ago. Conjugates are this. If we have 2a plus 5, that's a 5 there, times 2a minus 5, now what's going to happen here? The linear term, the middle term, will be eliminated. And see, this is 2a plus 5, 2a minus 5. These are exactly the same, except for this one's a negative and that one's a positive. And we do the distributive property. Get 4a squared minus 10a. Is that right? And then we do the same thing with this. 5 times 2a is a plus 10a minus 25. Negative 10a plus 10a is 0. It's gone. It's eliminated. And that's what we use. That's what the deal is with conjugates. So we have 4a squared minus 25. Now everything in here is a perfect square, and we can factor that back into that. Well, what if you have this 4a squared, and I'm going to do this to you on the final exam, plus 25. These are perfect squares, but this is positive. You cannot factor this. So this is prime. Right? Right. That's good stuff, huh? Yeah. Cool. Okay, now what if we have this? Now remember, you cannot have an imaginary number or an irrational number in the denominator. You have to get rid of it somehow, and that's what we use conjugates for. So what if you have this? If you have 8 plus 9i. Now we can have the I in the numerator, that's okay. But we cannot have it in the denominator. 5 plus 2i. I'm sorry to sit down on you like this, but my damn back is just killing me. So how do we get rid of this I here in the denominator? We're going to use a conjugate. And what is the conjugate of this? 5 minus 2i. Now, the equations, fractions are kind of like equations. Whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. 5 minus 2i. Now 5 minus 2i divided by 5 minus 2i is 1. So we're not really going to change the value of this any. We're just going to change the look of it. So now we do the distributive property. 8 times 5 is 85. No, it's 40, stupid. And then 8 times negative 2 is negative 16i. Is that right? Yeah. Now we do the same thing with the 9i. 9i times 5 is a plus 45i. And then 9i times negative 2i is negative 18i squared. Divided by, now 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times negative 2i is negative 10i. I'm sorry to go so fast, but you can stop and go back and look. Blah, blah, blah. Now we do the same thing with the, now we did that over everything here. Now we do the 2i. So it's going to be plus 10i, and you can see those are going to be eliminated. And 2i times negative 2i is a negative 4i squared. I forgot to go over this a minute ago, but remember, the square root of negative 1 is I. And conversely, I squared, if you square both sides, that's how we get rid of the radical, is negative 1. Should have done that first, huh? Sorry, I'll do better. No, I'm not going to do any better. Now, let's combine like terms and get rid of these I squares. Now remember, I squared is negative 1. So that has a equals. So we have 40. Negative 16i plus 45i is, what is that, 29? Plus 29i minus 18 times negative 1. Remember, I squared is negative 1. Divided by 25. Negative 10i plus 10i is 0. It's gone. It's eliminated, and that's what we want. We had to get rid of those godless i's in the denominator. Minus 4 times, and again, I squared is negative 1. Running out of blackboard here. I hope y'all can see this. So now we have, this is 18, right? So 40 plus 18 is 58 plus 29i. Remember, we can have an I in the numerator, just not the denominator. And 25, this is, what is that, 4? Negative 4 times 1 is a positive 4. So 25 plus 4 is 29. Now we can reduce this fraction. Remember, you have to reduce everything in the numerator by the denominator. So 58 divided by 29 is 2, plus, and 29 divided by 29 is 1i, or just I. Pretty cool, huh? You think that's cool, you're pathetic. Okay, that's about it. Next time we post something, it'll be probably anyway, review for the final. And that's about it. Be sure and wash your hands. Don't pick your nose, and if you do, don't eat the boogers, Miss Plata. Okay, that's it. Bye-bye. Bye, Bonds.